Good morning. I'm the Reverend Dr. Scott Jones, Senior Minister of the First Central Congregational United Church of Christ in Omaha, Nebraska. This coming Sunday is the 13th Sunday in the season of Pentecost, and we will be beginning a new sermon series for this autumn entitled Our Story, God's Story, coming from the book of Exodus. And I'm always excited when I get to preach from the book of Exodus because this story of God's liberation of the Hebrew slaves is the core story that shapes our Judeo-Christian religious tradition. and everything else in the tradition flows from this central narrative. And so this Sunday, my sermon title is People Cry and God Listens. And I will be preaching from the first and second chapters of the book of Exodus, the story of the slaves in Egypt suffering under the work of Pharaoh, of Pharaoh's attempts to commit genocide, and then of the birth of Moses and his being found in the bulrushes by Pharaoh's daughter and raised by her and then becoming a young man. And that whole passage ends in chapter 2, verses 23. And it happened when a long time had passed that the king of Egypt died, and the Israelites groaned from the work and cried out, and their plea from the work went up to God. And God heard their moaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God saw the Israelites, and God knew. Four powerful verbs. God heard, God remembered, God saw, and God knew. And so in this story, we get revealed an important part of the character of God. And part of what I'll be talking about throughout this sermon series is how this is our story. This is a story that helps us to understand ourselves, to understand our world, to understand our relationship with God, to understand how we are supposed to behave within this world, what is right and what is wrong. And it's amazing how many parallels to contemporary life and contemporary circumstances there are within the context that connections one can make to this very ancient story. And so I'm looking forward to this whole series and then kicking it off this Sunday. So hopefully you'll read along in the book of Exodus. And then if you have any questions or thoughts or comments, please share those. I'd love to incorporate those into the sermon series. Have a good week, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday, which is also Homecoming Sunday. I forgot to say, it's our annual Homecoming Sunday. Hopefully lots of people who we haven't seen all summer or haven't seen in a while will be back. We have a picnic on the patio following worship, so bring a potluck dish to share. Church is providing the main course and the drinks, and it's always a fun and wonderful time. I look forward to seeing you. Have a good day.